So good.
That's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
You're going to see that the difference is more, or the relationship in distance is more manageable now. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back with episode 4 of Fitting Roulette, Michael.
Been a while.
Has been a while. We've had a little summer break, but we are back. As we laid the format of this out at the very, very start, we said there would be 5 episodes. If you guys remember, and it has been a while, so we'll refresh your memories. Every episode, there's $1,000 on the line, and it accumulates over time. So towards, obviously, episode 5, we're at 4 today. There's currently, after today, there's $4,000 of Club Champion credit for Mr. Dan Quick. How are you?
Not too bad. And yourself?
Very, very well. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
We've had a couple of Club Fitting Roulette guests who have come from far afield.
Yep.
You're a local boy.
Yep.
Oshawa, not too far from us here.
Not too far, about a 40-minute drive.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about you and your game, and give us a little bit of the story.
I used to play a lot more in my 20s, and now I'm married and with a 13-month-old at home, so don't really play as much as I used to, but try and get out about once a week. So.
Okay, love it. Obviously, of the 5 categories of what you could be fit for today, and it's completely randomized with our Wheel of Fortune over there, high tech. What would be your choice? What's most in need of a change in the bag?
I think my irons need to be tweaked for sure.
Okay, what do you have?
PXG Gen 3 XP. So I just find that they fly a little flat and I don't get the height that I need.
Okay, cool. Good to know. All right, well let's see where we land. I'm trying to think what we've done so far. We've done a couple of drivers.
Lots of drivers, and I think we did an iron.
Forget. But let's see what we get from the Wheel of Fortune today.
Red 7.
I think you made that joke last time.
Oh, I'm desperate.
It's trying so hard to be driver again, wasn't it? Fairway woods.
All right.
What do you have in the fairway woods?
I have a 7-wood TaylorMade Sim, and then also a Cobra F9.
Okay.
That I don't really use for
don't
the
really
3
use.
woods.
All right, let's. I think fairway woods is an interesting one. I think that's something again where people maybe struggle to sort of bookend the bag and how to connect the iron set to the driver and make it sort of make sense along the way. So I like that. That's your 7-iron you've got there, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, hit a few with that, and then I'm going to get you to jump into hit a few with your driver, just so I can get a sort of connection of either side of the fairway woods, and then we'll dive into some with your own.
Okay.
All right. You've got Cobra F9, Tensei Blue. What weight and flexor is the shaft?
It's 65 stiff.
Stiff. Okay, good. So fairly standard stuff. Have you adjusted the loft on it or the settings on it at all?
Yeah, actually, I think it's probably 2 degrees up.
Okay,
right
in loft?
In loft, yeah.
Got it. And is it one of the draw settings?
No, I think it's...
No, just up in loft a little bit.
I haven't used it in a while, so I can't really tell you.
As you said, you use 7-wood a little bit more, so got it. Okay, let's hit a few. Let's see what we get. Really, really good there.
It's very surprising, actually.
I mean, who knows if it's a coincidence, but again, just like maintaining that speed is a good thing for you.
It definitely felt better to like increasing the speed.
Well, what's so good, like you provided us with your Arcos data in advance. So your Arcos data said on the golf course, your driver sits at about 220, but 3-wood actually sits at 182. That's your on-course average with it. So, and then 7-wood, which is why you gravitate towards it, sits at 177. And with more loft and a shorter shaft, it's probably more reliable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not surprised. You sort of somewhat struggle, with it, or you put it away because you feel like you struggle with it.
Yep.
But as the session evolves, it will be interesting to see how this plays out. Sure. Give me 2 or 3 more with this one, and then we'll start giving you some options. You've got some bigger grips on there, mid-size +4.
Yes.
Was that to try and take a bit of that left miss out of play?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Okay. Love it. Give me a couple more. Look at the averages. Solid, really solid.
Sounded like a better strike.
Yeah, it was a good strike. It just, you can just see it somewhat stalling though with the spin. 41.
Dynamic gets pretty flat, eh?
It does get quite flat. So it's something we see with players with a very strong club face, that if you don't raise the handle, you basically are going to have the face dead left. So it's typically what we would see from somebody with a stronger grip. It's got a little bit of, it can do a little bit of everything. You know, anytime we've kind of got the left, you've got two straight, you've got one to the right. Let's see what the swing tendency is. Love the angle of attack. Path is left, as we saw. Face gets a little bit shut, a little bit toe down, like Mikey said. Misses in the toe, so you get a compound error with that. So when the face gets a little bit shut to the path, we'll hit it left. We hit it in the toe, and it will gear left as well. So we're kind of getting a bit of a double whammy with that. 131, ball 10, launch 38. Okay, so we need to lower the spin, raise the launch a little bit, because if we get that club face back on track, we're going to gain more dynamic loft. We're going to gain more spin as a result of that.
Speed probably will kick up a bit.
Could do. And you know, I think where we're going to need to make the adjustment to the setup will be to try and take advantage of, when we get the face square, get the launch conditions right. Because as it stands right now, spin will probably go up in the mid-4s. So, all right. Dan, I think there's some good stuff we can do with this. We just need to sort of make it harder for you to turn it over. Make it feel more comfortable for you. Maybe even aim this, because if it's a consistent way of shaping, if you feel comfortable releasing it that way, we want to kind of let you loose, just to maybe aim it down the right side a little bit more and turn it, give you the license to play with it. Let's see what we can do. All right, let's kind of start a little bit this discovery process of things and technologies and different clubs that might offer you something a little bit different. The first place I want to start is with the loft sleeve that offers the most face angle adjustability, which is the tailor-made loft sleeve. It allows us to open the face 4 degrees. It does bring the loft down a little bit as well, so we know we'll manage the spin with that a little bit better. So QI Tour 3-wood, 15 turn down to 13. We've got the bridge forward just to keep that spin down. Again, we're really just discovering, it's a bit of a taste test. We don't know what you like yet, so we're going to just have a little trial and error for a few swings, and then we'll start to really dial it in.
Sure.
It sounded closer. We'll probably see a club path that was way more neutral. I think. Yeah. 2 strike, less toe down as well, which is good. We're not shutting the face as much. Good launch conditions. We just
spin comes down a bit.
Yeah. No, I mean, there was a lot to like about that actually. It wasn't quite as quick as some of them. The efficiency was bang on. It's right where we want it. Okay, interesting. So let's.
Feels a little heavy too.
Like yeah. Generally with a connector, they do feel
the
heavier side. Let's see.
Better.
It'd sound better.
Felt better. A little toey.
So guys, when we're in these fittings, and we've got obviously all the different manufacturers and the club heads, all of them have such different capabilities within their own loft sleeve. So for Dan, in this case, we've been hovering around sort of neutral to sort of a little bit open-faced, but we're really struggling with this toe strike. So we're going to completely change the lie angle in order to see if we can get the strike more centered. And anytime in a fit you can get centered contact, you generally get better results. So if we look at the compare page, just as a reference point of what we're going to be doing in a second here, we can see dynamic lie angle, Cobra, 3.6 down, same, and actually got a little bit worse there, which is why we need to sort of move in a different direction. So we're going to move over to the upright setting, and see what that does to strike point. If it does move it away from the toe side, which would definitely be, favorable at this point. One of the reasons we do that is it's hard to really trust launch conditions when it's an extreme mishit.
Yeah.
So we don't know how much of that's truly the friction conditions, the spin loft, all that sort of different stuff. A wee bit
Still
toey.
felt off the toe.
All right, over into Titleist, the new GT2, lower loft, but really gives us a good high launch with this one. So again, trying to take advantage of the loft being down, but the CG being in a spot where we can hit it up. It's a bit of a bigger profile as far as 3-woods go as well, so maybe gives you a bit more confidence. Let's have a look at this one. Pretty solid, just a bit flat. Okay, good.
Strike's moving more to the center.
Definitely. Okay, so that's what we've got to build off of, but we just got to give Dan some loft now.
Yeah. Better start.
Yeah. Got a better chance. Okay.
Path works from the inside too.
Yeah, aiming that far right just feels unnatural for some reason.
I bet.
Just feels like I'm just gonna smash it right into the GC quad there, right?
It's interesting though, like just your delivery, it just gets better. Like that path being 2.5 degrees to the right, just when you aim neutral because of that club face, I think you just end up just smothering the loft.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a totally different head here. This one launches up really nice and easily. Thing of beauty.
So good.
Look at that.
A little higher too.
Yeah.
Really good strike.
Yeah, that felt really good.
Love that.
210 in the air. It's really good.
So with this one, with a shallower profile of head, we can move the strike into a part of the head that gives us good launch, but with less spin. And obviously we've got the loft sleeve. We can keep playing with that and get more, but I loved all of that. Strike moved a little more centered too. All right, let's do a quick comparison just to see what we're dealing with in terms of early gains with this one. I mean, I think the place we want to win more is on the launch.
Yeah.
So we've got the spin down, so we can sort of fight that fight a little bit more now, giving Dan a little bit more loft.
With a speed jump as well.
Yep. Path, look at that path change. Really winning the dynamic loft yet, but that's okay. Okay, give us more like that. Let's see what else we get. I love that though.
Nice to see them start right and not really turn over as much.
Yep. Look at that.
Good strike.
Contact, good. Light-wise now is starting to really look good.
You can play with that shot shape.
Okay, let's make a couple other little tweaks. I mean, that strike on those last two must feel night and day different.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Definitely felt way better.
It's starting to look really nice. This is
consistent.
This is what's good though. I'm loving the strike moving in now. It's good for the confidence, just to feel like it's much more solid. Lie angle, 0.7.
It's good.
It didn't quite get it, Dan, but I mean...
Felt low in the head.
Not bad. Yeah, a wee bit thin. Yeah, interestingly, this one doesn't seem as solid as the previous one. So I'm going to keep that one to one side, the AI Smoke Max. That's right now the combo that definitely has the right ingredients in it. You wanted to try ping?
Yeah, a little ping. LST just earlier on. I mean, it's 15, bumped up a bit.
Okay.
See if we can cut some spin.
Better. But it's in that high toe kind of region, it just doesn't have any ball speed over there. Yeah.
Down two. Closer, Dan. Away again, right?
Felt all right.
Okay, ping wasn't the one. Let's see, going in QI 10 standard, 16 and a half. Mikey shaft, the amount of TB.
Yep.
I think back into the Callaway, I just think that head was just night and day better than anything else we've tried for you, to be honest. Unique in its shallowness of the profile, launches up easily, but doesn't give us the spin at the same time. Let's see if we can get something that helps that a bit with the shaft.
Little Ventus red, a little lighter.
Red. I didn't mind the blue, but let's see if the red's better. I'm going to get you just aiming again, just over here.
Sit behind that a bit.
Not bad at all. Not quite as crisp as we hit the blue. Give me two more with this one.
Sure.
A couple of swings here. I want you just to focus back in on your speed, right?
Okay.
So let's keep that as a sort of a non-variable in that we keep it around that 92, 93. I think that's where we were with yours. I think the two we really liked club head speed-wise. Yeah, 94 with yours. And it'll always be a little bit lower, Dan, because of that weight of that connector.
Yeah.
You do probably feel it like it's a bit heavy. But let's see if we can keep it up there. Okay. All right. I'm going to switch you back to the blue. I didn't mind the red at all, but a bigger grip on the blue. I think we can sort of start to narrow this in. As you hit the Callaway, are you still pretty comfortable with that one?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels nice.
Definitely. So bigger grip on there. Let's see if that just quiets the hands a little bit, stabilizes the club face. And again, the more we can keep the face open, the more loft we'll keep on it. Just everything will get better from there. Again, keep that club head speed. To be honest, feeling like you're kind of in that uncomfortable threshold where you feel like you're really giving it some.
Okay.
That seems to be where you're hitting the most solid shots as well.
Sounds so much better.
Nice. A nice subtle little draw.
That path's so much better.
Launch came down just because it was a fraction steeper, but that's totally fine. Close.
Nice thing with this one, it starts right. It's still plenty safe.
Totally.
Good strike.
Such a different flight. It was kind of almost took me aback there. It was, so centered. And I think if we catch one like that and it does kick the spin up a little bit, it's not a disaster really. It's totally manageable. Because we know we do have to fight a little bit of that kind of closed face. With this one, you just seem like you've kind of got that left side of the course kind of managed really, really nicely. Kind of looking at all those different ones there, there's just all of them want to go a little bit left, except this one. And that's what really helps it keep its launch conditions. We've got ample spin. Launch, we could wish for more, and I think more will come in time, Mikey, but I think if we look at what's going on in terms of the amount of delivered loft and the angle of attack, it's just going to be strike consistency.
And the longer it's in your golf bag, the fairway that starts up the right side and doesn't go as hard left, launch will eventually kick up.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to borrow that 3-wood for 1 second. Thank you.
Path is so much better.
Yeah. I think that's a good little takeaway for you today. Is just like what brings the pull draw into effect is the fact you've got such a leftward path with a shut face.
Right.
By aiming yourself a bit more right, you don't have to think of a technical change to move your path. You just take what was pointing in that direction, shift it over there. So the only one variable you have to manage is the face now.
Right.
I think that makes it so much easier. I just want to see matching into the 5-wood. I kind of get a feeling that for Dan, I would love to do something similar to what you and I have done, which is actually, because he's got enough spin, so I don't really want to go 7-wood.
Yeah.
Because we'll just get excess spin. But I think we could go a little bit on the shorter side of the shaft length and go 5-wood just to reduce the distance. Let's see what that does for you.
Perfect right there.
So as long as it carries 190. So if the other one when it was really good was carrying like 210,
Yeah.
that's going to be excellent.
5-wood sounds so good.
It does. Sounds excellent. Okay, well, in actual fact, that 5-wood was alarmingly close to the 3-wood territory, albeit we haven't yet taken the length off the shaft. So, but let's explore 7-wood. That's your configuration right now. Absolutely flushed.
So good.
That's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
You can kind of see that the difference is more, or the relationship in distance is more manageable now. So if we've got the two of them there, that's the launch we want. And there's conditions where that'll be super advantageous, a little bit rough perhaps, or just when we've got to land one a little bit steeper into the green. But we've got a nice separation in the carry number now, and obviously ball speed. Everything about that now is much, much more balanced.
Decent enough spin for the 7-wood too.
Absolutely. I mean, to be honest, it looks like what 3 and 5-wood relationship is.
Yeah.
It's just for different people, they just need different loft, static loft in order to get there. But I love what the AI smoke heads are giving you. I think it's really, really nice. You seem to time that Ventus blue shaft really, really well too. So I think that would keep you nice and balanced at the top end of your bag.
Okay. That's awesome.
Good man. Any thoughts on sort of setup or what felt good or different about that one that kind of has context for the viewers? Something that was a little different about that one in particular?
Yeah, like the AI smoke with the shallower profile, I felt like I can get down on it a little bit more.
Is that right?
Yeah. And then with the Ventus blue, I guess I'm used to the Ventus blue. I have that in my 7-wood already.
Yeah.
Just feels natural, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the shafts are like that. They're just, can sometimes be, if you find a profile you like, it can be like a comfort blanket. Just every time, you have it in a club, it's like, okay, I can time this. I know what it's going to do. Balance point, no surprises, all that sort of stuff. But I think what we talked about, especially with 3-wood, for me, it was start line and it didn't curve too much. It held its line for you so much better. I actually like that you turned over the 7-wood a little bit more. But 3-wood was just fantastic.
Keep the left side out.
Yeah.
Like you said, over time, that launch angle with the 3-wood kicks up a bit, and then it's even better.
Yeah.
I think the next thing I would sort of looking at or sort of, asking to look at would be driver, because as it sits right now, there's not really much of a difference between 3-wood and driver, and that's picking the best driver. I think if we can get that spin down for Dan, maybe at a later date, a little follow-up session, I think you could get some really, really good gains. I mean, that little exercise we done at the start where it's just like, okay, let this speed out, let it loose. I think if you start to do that and get launch and spin in a good window, I think there's probably 30 more in the driver for you as well. Just start to stretch that out towards 250, 260. I think that is definitely achievable.
Perfect.
Good man. Thanks for coming in.
No, thank you.
Okay, guys, good to change it up a little bit. Fairway Wood Fit is something that's not that sort of regularly done on the channel.
Sure.
So you can see a little bit of the intricacies of how we have to balance up distance off the tee, off the turf, that type of thing. Manage the strike point, the launch conditions. There's a lot of different variables at play there. But for Dan, I think, as somebody who's at the minute shooting somewhere in the kind of low to mid 90s, that type of performance in those fairway woods is going to be, a definite asset to the game.
Shave some strokes.
Absolutely. Okay, the fitting roulette train rolls on. We're going to go into the last episode with $5,000 on the line.
I might sign up.
You could do with a fitting. Yeah, it'll be a fun one. I think we are filming it next week.
Nice.
So stay tuned for that, guys. All right, let us know what your thoughts are below. Have you struggled with fairway wood fittings? Did you glean any nuggets from that today that will help you with your own game? I'd love to hear what you guys think. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you again soon.